Alright, I'm gonna see what's up. I'm gonna see what Copilot says about this code here. I'm gonna see what Copilot says about this code. But today I think Bing and Copilot are having, I think there's some sort of outage, so I don't think it's gonna load. Let's try. Let's try the Google AI. There's one that just pops up in Google searches, so we'll try that. So the Google AI, just spell here, let's see. So the Google AI says, this code is a simple example of an if-else statement in Python. It first assigns the value false to the variable is hot, then it checks the value of it is hot. Oh, sorry. So this code is a simple example of an if-else statement in Python. It first assigns the value false to the variable is underscore hot, then it checks the value of is underscore hot. If is underscore hot is true, the code prints the message it's a hot day and drink plenty of water. Otherwise, the code prints the message it's a cold day and wear warm clothes. Finally, the code prints the message enjoy your day. Here's a breakdown of the code. Python. It's underscore hot equals false, assigns, and they use a pound sign for a comment. Assigns the value false to the variable is hot. And then the second line is if is hot, colon, pound sign, checked value of is underscore hot. And the third line, and I'm looking at the Google page right now. It has it split up into sections. So the third section, line or section, has print, parentheses, quotations, it's a hot day. Pound prints the message it's a hot day. If is underscore hot is true. Print, parentheses, quotations, drink plenty of water. Pound sign prints the message, drink plenty of water. If underscore hot is true. Python else, colon, pound sign prints the following message if is underscore hot is false. And then print, it's a cold day. Pound sign prints the message it's a cold day. If is underscore hot is false. Print, parentheses, quotations, wear warm clothes. Pound sign prints the message wear warm clothes. If is underscore hot is false. And then print, enjoy your day. Okay. So the execution output is enjoy your day for that last part. Is it Keke or Kiki? Um, I am not going to bot. I enjoy playing the game. But who knows? Maybe one day I will learn Java. You never know. If I were to learn Java, I'd probably pick a different way to learn it. Asks, what's your goal after you become comfortable with Python? Or why are you learning it? I guess is a better question. Well, I stumbled upon a YouTube video of somebody talking about Python and its versatility and ease of reading it, and um, how it's used for creating games, creating apps, file management, all sorts of stuff. And I also saw Python, um, that it's used on the TI-84 CE calculator. So like seeing that video, seeing the versatility, seeing the ease of reading it, seeing it on the calculator packaging, seeing the popularity that it's gained, I I've always wanted to learn code, and with all those factors, it just seemed like the perfect time to hop into it, and it seemed like the language that would be a good fit for me to learn. I don't know where, learning it will take me, but it's sure been fun. There's a lot of possibilities with it. That's why it's cool, you know, for me to learn it, because there's many directions that it could go. But, I'm sure one day I'll think of a more specific goal. KK says Python is pretty great. I wrote a Discord bot with Python plus SQL last night. So is is SQL pronounced sequel, or is that something different? Uh, KK said I enjoy writing with it. To be honest, cool. Oh, I can't do this event because I don't have inventory space. Let me put this in the bank real quick. Yes, sequel. Okay, cool. Thank you. KK said, I used to play a lot of OSRS growing up. Have a 2200 total main and a 1900 total Iron Man. Stopped playing as soon as I learned programming, though. That's awesome that you learned programming and that you're creating awesome stuff like that Discord bot. KK, you were referring to the 2200 total level, and the 1900 total level Iron Man, referring to this number here, where mine says total level 743. That's pretty awesome. KK says, I wasn't much of a skiller though, mostly in game PVM. Duo Theater of Blood was my favorite, and some Inferno. Okay. PVM player versus monster, right? Am I getting that right? And that'd be similar to like PvE, player versus environment. And then there's PvP, player versus player. I'm guessing that's PVM for RuneScape, right? Okay. Look at this spider, dude. That's that's Venatus pet. Vena Venanatus pet. I'm guessing that's a boss. KK says, instead of boring yourself on basic tutorials, why not just start with making a simple script slash project? KK says, yeah, it's a wildy boss. Um, yeah, at some point I will probably find some sort of simple script or project. Um, I'll either finish this tutorial or maybe a few more tutorials and then probably do some research into finding something. Um, I saw a few videos on Pygame. I forgot the name of it, but um, I saw and read a few things about, people making programs with Python and I forgot the name of, how there's Pygame for games and then there's a specific one for programs as well. But yeah, I after probably this tutorial or a few other tutorials, I will probably have a better idea of what I want to focus on. Going through my head, um, I saw people kind of messing around with text-based games. That looked interesting. Um, some other simple games. And the best way for me to probably get into it would just to jump into something. Like after this tutorial or a few other tutorials, just to kind of like get really good practice. Um, Yeah, I was watching a video about because so Jojo in the chat mentioned a game called um, Dwarf Fortress, and right after he mentioned that, I stumbled upon a video on YouTube explaining it, and I think that game was programmed, in C or C++, and that game took a really long time to program or to make. Like, it's ongoing, right? To make. Took a really long time to make, and they're still, you know, putting upgrades to it, and then the Steam version came out with the new graphics on it. But before the new graphics, it was, all ASCII, right? And it's just really cool because it, it's basically like a whole simulation. Right? It's so detailed, and they put so much detail into that game. It's mind blowing. Um, Maybe one day I'll try Dwarf Fortress and play that. KK says, yeah, C++ owns most games nowadays. Even OSRS is switching from Java to C++. Oh, wow, that's good to know. Isn't there, and I know I don't think it's perfect, but isn't there ways to kind of transfer or have it read like Python code to other programming languages? Um, is there a way to go from Python to C++, or is it only certain um, languages that you're able to kind of like make that transfer or interpret from Python to another language? Why isn't my character cutting these? Like, what? There we go. KK says, I'm not too knowledgeable on that. I'd assume there are, yes, but probably very minimal, especially if you're using a specific API. It's really going to be a struggle to port certain methods and functions. Okay, I see. I was thinking the other day and how awesome it is that they have, OSRS running on, um, and it's a really old game, right? But like, it's still being updated. They have it running on, new computers, phones, mobile devices and desktops um, and it's interesting because they have the older client, um, and right now I'm on a Windows desktop, and but sometimes I play on my Mac laptop, and like the older official client for OSRS wasn't very well optimized, and it wouldn't run like perfectly. Now their new client seems to be much better. Um, and then of course you have RuneLite, which I'm using right now. But it's cool that an old game like OSRS can be optimized, to run on all of these different platforms. Um, and like with RuneLite, you have the graphical upgrades and the animation smoothing, and the fact that I can zoom out all the way like this and see the whole world. Well, not the whole world, but a large portion of it. KK says, yeah, there are tons of clients, especially third party. Yeah, that's the cool thing with communities online and video games and a bunch of other stuff. Like I know that Jagex is still working on RuneScape, but like other games, besides RuneScape, with other companies and stuff, there are probably other games out there that are probably still alive, because of a certain community and people keeping it alive. So I think it's important, you know, to have. It's really cool to see when a community is really into something and keeping that thing alive, and then seeing a resurgence um, of that game or whatever it may be. Um, like community is the biggest reason why we still have old school RuneScape, and why yeah, it's the biggest reason why we have old school RuneScape still, and why Jagex decided to have old school RuneScape and get those old files from 2007, um, that game back up. And the community is a big reason why it's still going strong today, and why it's growing every day, and why people still have a huge interest in it. like with Dwarf Fortress. Like I might have heard of the game before, but you know, it wasn't until JoJo mentioned it in chat where I kind of, it was in my mind, and then I stumbled upon that video of it, and then I did more research on it. I'm like, wow, this game has, Dwarf Fortress has been around for a long time, and in that case, I think, yeah, they're brothers, the two brothers that are working on a game. They've been working on it for such a long time, and the community has been supporting them for a long time, and then they had the Steam version, and it exploded even more. And they seem to have a very dedicated community as well. Kika says, yeah, it's great. Most of why OSRS is still alive today. Yes. All right, everybody, I'm going to go. Thank you, Kika, for interacting in a chat. I highly appreciate it. We made some progress with Python today. We made some progress in OSRS. We're 85.58% to level 75. Cool. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next stream.